If the roar of the crowd gives you goosebumps, catching a slip makes you grin, and above all, you love making your bookie cry, then you're in the right place. The #1 spot for premier betting advice and wild opinions, shared with a fan base like no other. Welcome home. This is the Punch List MMA Podcast.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Dale. You know we had to do a big for UFC 280, and I couldn't do it by myself, so I had to bring back my bro. You guys always seem to enjoy when he's on. We have some other guests lined up for some future cards, but this big card, I had to bring in the little bro. Big card, little bro. I had to make it happen. You're here, UFC 280, the host of the Give Me the Points podcast. None other than my brother and professional, semi-professional, probably not professional, never going to be professional handicapper. Soup. What's going on, man?
I mean, I would never say never. Never say never.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. As nice as it is to be on the show, it's not as nice as it was last week.
Yeah,
being together.
It was fun, man. We had a good time.
It was a good week. But yeah, I'm super excited for 280, and I know that you're kind of stingy with the plays you got here. I think I can talk you into reaching out a little bit and getting adventurous.
So here's where we're at, right? So those of you who are unaware, we got a bunch of moving pieces going on right now. So one, this is the first live show on the new channel, right? So if you're an audio only listener, nothing has changed for you. This is status quo. However, if you're a YouTuber, this is the first time on this channel. Those of you who are uninitiated, I lost my previous channel. We had about 2,000 subscribers on there. They are all gone. Had to remake the channel, and yet here we are. We're going to try, build it from the ground up. Build back better, I believe, is what Sleepy Joe has called it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build back better, right? So that's what we're doing. By hook or by crook, I will recreate this thing like a phoenix. It will rise from the ashes. Whatever analogy, metaphor you want to use, that's what we're going to do. So it's the first live stream for that. All you audio only folks, people, it's never changed. The other thing is we're live on Twitter now. We've connected things up, so we're going to be live on Twitter as well as YouTube. I don't know how that works for the comments of the live stream because I've never done that shit before, but in the reinvigoration of everything, I've realized I can stream on Twitter. So we're going to do that. Okay. I came back home, saw you, saw all the people. I'm recharged. I'm refreshed. I've got new vision, new outlook. I feel good, man. I feel good. You know what it was? It was the Shia LaBeouf podcast that got the gears turning. That was the seed. And then I came and saw you guys. That was the water. And now we get the fruit. Now we get the growth. Here we are.
Yeah. Okay. No, I mean, sure. I guess we can go with that.
Yes. Yes. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll match your 10 with about a 3.
Dude, I'm cracking a beer too. I'm cracking a beer, so we got to get after it. So I'm gonna drink the normal. Oh gosh, that was a terrible pour. I was looking at you and not that. Hold on, nobody look at that. I'm gonna let that die down for a second. I've got a party case from friends of the show, local brewery here, Oak Road Brewery. My man Ben and Caleb. Caleb did the designs for all the shirts and all that stuff. I got hooked up through him, through Ben, who owns Oak Road. Anyway, anytime they drop a new beer or anything like that, they always hit me up and they're like, "Hey man, you got to come try this stuff out." And because I love them and they're good people and they support the show, I'm like, "Of course I'll drink a beer. Of course I'll drink a beer." It just so happens to be really good beer. So
what's the
so tonight I'm drinking after I finish. I got a chuggable beer and then I got one that I'm going to enjoy during the show. And tonight will be the Oak Road Joggling Board Lager. This Munich-inspired golden lager is perfect all year round for the low country. This light-bodied malt-forward beer is low in bitterness and big on creating memories. I mean, that's really kind of how I am. Low on bitterness and big on creating memories.
For those of you that know you personally,
yeah,
you're big about making memories.
I'm a big memory guy. Yeah, I'm big on memories. I like to get after it. But for the chuggable, you know how it is, right? You go to a beer store, they have all the different craft beers, and you're like, man, you end up, you gamble on something, right? You almost always gamble on something. I gambled couple months back. Family and I went to Smoky Mountain National Park for the week, and there was a brewery there that had an IPA that I liked. The only IPA I've ever had in my entire life that I actually liked.
Whoa.
I know, right? Ugh, they usually just gasoline, lighter fluid, and piss. But I found one that, at least according to the interwebs, was going to be similar in taste profile. So I bought it. It's not very good, but I got to drink them.
What was that? What was that miserable beer that you got when we were watching the Money? That's Stacy's mom.
Oh yeah, well, who made that? Oh boy, that was real bad. Yeah,
super bad.
Yeah, that was an IPA as well. Again, I'm trying them out. I'm trying this. Can this many people be wrong? I think that's going to be the theme of the night. Can that many people actually be wrong about something?
Yeah, it's a hip thing, man.
Yeah,
it's like I drink IPAs. It's like a status.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Eric says, I think IPAs taste like stomach bile. Drinking one reminds me of barfing with an empty stomach. I 100% agree with this.
It's a pretty accurate depiction.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if you remember when Eric was on the show. Eric, big trivia guy. I know you just came back from trivia. If I'm not mistaken, Eric owns his own trivia business. So, out of the Vegas area. So one of our shared passions is useless knowledge, and Eric has found a way to make it profitable, so it's no longer useless for him. So, how you feel about that?
I'm looking at you. Just gotta
unbelievable.
Somebody said what bout was just canceled.
Oh yeah, the Mustayev Japanese guy fight, but that's been called off. They called that off earlier in the day.
Oh boy,
what?
Well, he said this just in. You're putting him on blast.
Oh no, I mean, you're saying just like, listen, if he just saw it, it's news for him.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's news for him. I like Austin. Austin's, you know what? I think Austin's in the greater PA area. You guys should get together.
Oh boy, Austin and Dustin.
Yeah.
We'll do some damage.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly via DM, Austin is in the PA area. So I think he's right outside the Berg somewhere. Right outside the Berg. He said something one time.
Down there.
He's down there. He said, tell your brother to red up because I'm ready to go down there. Yeah.
Not tonight though. The roads are going to get slippy.
The roads will get slippy, but we'll go fill up the buggy with beer and we'll get after it. That's what he said. 412. Yes, sir. See,
some chip chopped ham.
Isley's chip chopped ham. People outside of the Pittsburgh area are like, what are these idiots talking about? So anyway, housekeeping. Anything else? What?
I met what I believe to be. Is there a Greek mafia?
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, so I met what I believe to be a member of the Greek mafia today.
Okay.
So for those of you, most of you know that I'm a Merce.
You are a Merce, yep.
And I work in an operating room. Well, this guy brought in what was supposedly his child today. 6 years old. Kid came in for surgery. He's in like his mid 60s.
Love it. Keep shooting, bro.
Big beard.
Yep, keep shooting. I love it.
Super, super clean, salt and pepper, high and tight.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Full matching tracksuit.
I like this a lot. Okay.
Big gold chains.
Yep.
With a silver briefcase.
He paid in cash?
Oh, please hold.
Hold on.
So,
it's your story. Go ahead.
Obviously surgery is covered through insurance, right?
Sure.
Or you pay up front.
Yeah, absolutely.
So surgery's paid for. In the recovery room, he pops open the silver briefcase and pulls out not a roll of ones, but I'm talking a wad of cash, and goes to the surgeon on the side and tries to hand the surgeon this wad of cash. She denies and says, I can't take that. And he says, no, it's not for the surgery. I know that that's paid for, but this is for you for taking care of my child. Yeah.
I like this. The briefcase wasn't handcuffed to him though.
No, it was not handcuffed to him.
Now, obviously you can't violate HIPAA in any way, shape, or form, and I wouldn't ask you to. But did the last name match the aesthetic?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so it was like a Papadopoulos or something like that. Pretty damn close.
Real close.
Yeah, real close. I almost nailed it right off the rip.
I want to go. I can say first name.
No. Don't say anything at all. Don't say anything at all.
Okay.
The internet's a weird place.
It is a weird place.
We've probably already said too much, so don't say anything else. Yeah.
Wild. As soon as it happened, I was like, yep.
Yeah, I like that. I like that though. Look, man. I mean, if you've got it like that, like that again. So this is that I go back to this, right? The people that are billionaires and millionaires and they screw it up for the rest of us by acting a fool or being like, oh, I'm gonna make $1 billion and then I'm just gonna go disappear in a cabin in the woods. You're messing it up for those of us that'll never be billionaires. You got to do some shit like that every once in a while as a billionaire because that's how I want to flex if I'm ever a billionaire. That's how I would flex it every once in a while. And again, nothing wrong with living in the woods. I long for the woods, but at a certain point, flex it a bit, just a little bit, flex it out. So, all right, let's wet the whistle and get into this, right? Yeah.
Okay. Where are we starting? Oh yeah, go ahead, chug your beer.
Where are we starting?
Yeah, you starting at the top of the card? Or are we starting the early prelims? What are you doing?
First fight on the main card, as always.
All right, listen, I just didn't know if you were getting frisky.
Bro, that Sean Brady versus Bilal Muhammad is frisky.
You know where I stand here.
All right, well, let's get after it. Sean Brady, minus 135, taking on Bilal Muhammad, plus 110. Over under on rounds. Excuse me, is 2.5. I got that stomach bile that's fighting back. Sean Brady undefeated, 15-0. Bilal Muhammad at 21-3. You are the guest, good sir. Go first.
I do like Sean Brady in this fight a lot. I think Sean Brady brings a more well-rounded ability to this fight. I also like Sean Brady's insane cardio along with his brute strength. And Bilal Muhammad has gotten by on what I feel to be favorable matchups.
Ooh, okay.
And I think that Sean Brady is the polar opposite of that here.
Okay. Any more? You got to
No. Go ahead. I want your thoughts here.
No, so I agree with what you're saying. So one, I love Sean Brady. There's a few guys that I believe to be very, very much on the cusp of like the next generation. One of the ideas that it remains very heavy in the MMA fanosphere is who's next, what's next, on top of it's juxtaposed against to like who's the greatest of all time, right? Like we always want to know who's going to be the best ever, who's the greatest ever, but also who's next in line. Nobody really gives a shit about the people in the middle, right?
Correct.
The people that climbing the ladder. They care about the first step, they care about the last step.
Correct.
But that being said, Sean Brady is one of the guys that I along with thousands of others have sort of earmarked as, hey man, we need to pay attention to this dude because he's really, really good.
Yes.
The only knock that you can say or that we can put on him currently is the cardio wanes from time to time. But it's because he's built like a Ninja Turtle and walks around at like 2.5% body fat.
Correct.
He's moving a lot of muscle very fluidly, right?
Yes.
So one of the things that makes me very interested in this fight is Bilal Muhammad's strength is Sean Brady's strength. Bilal Muhammad has made a career of basically Colby Covingtoning people, right? He's, oh, you're a good striker. Oh, you want to do all these other things. Allow me to just wrestle death you. Allow me to put a pace on you that you don't like and you're uncomfortable with, and I'll make you fight my fight, and I'm better at it than you. Sean Brady is better at fighting that fighting style than Bilal Muhammad is. Yes. And he has knockout power, which Bilal Muhammad does not have. So I believe Sean Brady is going to win this fight. I don't necessarily know that you should get caught up in the idea of Sean Brady finishing Bilal Muhammad. Nope. Even though Brady is very capable of it. I think that this fight, this is either an over 2.5. This is a fight go the distance play, or it's a Sean Brady by decision play. I don't see a Bilal Muhammad here. Even if things get dicey, right? even if things get real dicey, I think that the domination that Brady will display in the rounds that he wins will solidify the cards, right? I don't think we're going to have a toss-up round anywhere. So like Brady will emphatically win 1 and 3 or 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. It will come with emphasis. So there will be no doubt in that unanimous nod. 29-28, Sean Brady. I think he gets it done.
Yeah, I do too. And like, I like the fight to go the distance play. And like I said, I do like Sean Brady, so I do like Sean Brady by decision. Bilal Muhammad was three fights in the last 6 or 7 years that have been finished.
Yeah, he's not known for it. I mean,
no, and even if they were, it was submission. And Sean Brady doesn't have a knockout, does he? His two finishes are submission as well. So even though Sean Brady is a better striker, I don't see him finishing this fight that way. And I think Bilal Muhammad does enough to defend himself against submissions. I do like. It's tough for me to say that somebody's gonna, wrestle fuck Bilal Muhammad to death. But like you said, his strength is Bilal's strength, and I think Sean Brady is better at it than Bilal Muhammad. So I would go with Sean Brady by decision in this fight.
The only thing that makes me nervous, and this is the anomalous, out of the blue way that I think this fight might go, is oftentimes when we see two wrestlers get in there with each other, they don't want to wrestle at all.
Stand and bang.
They want to stand and bang, right?
Give me Sean Brady in the stand and bang.
And if it's
any day,
I agree from a power perspective. But if Sean Brady then becomes ineffective, say he can't get Bilal out of there, or he's inaccurate, and Bilal then is able to turn the tide with his pace and volume punch him, i.e., a Colby Covington style, thing, I think things can get dicey. I'm really banking on Sean Brady winning 2 rounds emphatically. I'm also banking on the fact that he's going to want to go out there and wrestle Bilal Muhammad, that he's going to invite the idea of wrestling. I really hope this doesn't turn into 2 wrestlers that pretend to be boxers.
But then again, you watch the Sean Brady-Michael Chiesa fight, and that's how Michael Chiesa tried to win the fight, was by volume punching him, and it did not work.
No.
So, I don't know, man. Yeah,
I hate to bet a fight to go the distance, because it's 15 minutes of punch face where literally anything can happen. I hate that. But I mean, honestly, I'm just kind of leaning a Sean Brady or pass here. I'm not sitting here backing up the truck on Sean Brady in this fight, but I do like him a considerable amount at the minus 135 spot.
And this is a huge stepping stone for him.
Oh yeah, for
sure. I love this spot for him.
Yeah. That being said, if Bilal Muhammad wins this fight, I hope he doesn't have any hard feelings and he still invites me back onto his show for picking Sean Brady. So, because apparently we've now reached the point where people listen to the show that are on the roster and give a shit about what I have to say.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Let me be very clear. I believe both of these men are quite talented, and I believe both of them are elite level mixed martial artists. However, I believe Sean Brady will win this fight, but of no disrespect to Bilal Muhammad, and I hope someday that him and I can be amicable and friends, and he'll invite me onto his show. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is that as fucking milquetoast as everybody wants it to be?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You can't hurt anybody's feelings, Dale.
Yeah. My feelings. Oh man. If you guys only knew. All right, here we go. Next. That was probably worse than saying something.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was. Whatever. We'll get over it. All right.
You'll hear about it.
Yeah. I have no doubt I'll hear all about it. All right. We got my girl Manafiro taking on Caitlin Chukagian. Manon minus 225 versus Caitlin Chukagian plus 175. Over under here, Soup, is at 2.5. Now, I love Manon. I love Manon as the fighter. I love Manon in the Bible. I don't know if I love her at minus 225 against Caitlin Chukagian, who is the decision machine. And I have said for the last 18, 24, 36 months to anybody with a pulse that'll listen to me, not a lot of women on earth are deserving of a minus 225 250, kind of line. And yet here we are with Mannon at a minus 225. Real quick, I want to address in the chat. My man Daz says, what is milk toast? Milk toast is like middle of the road, plain, bland. Takes no effort, right? It used to be an old-timey breakfast, bread soaked in milk and then fried. Think of like a poor man's Daz. Daz is English, so it can't call it French toast. I don't know what you guys call it there, but eggy bread, eggy toast.
Yes.
Think about it as eggy bread without the egg. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I think the slang of it is in reference to somebody who's in fear of like any repercussion or backlash, somebody
Right.
who's afraid to stand up for a cause, somebody who doesn't want to ruffle feathers.
Yeah. There you go. That's what we got. All right, so bring it all back around. Mannon's a minus 225 here against Caitlin Chukagian, plus 175. My only knock against Caitlin is she doesn't particularly love power punchers, which is what Mannon is. And to say somebody doesn't like getting hit is obvious. Nobody likes getting punched. But I have a hard time going against Caitlin Chukagian. We very rarely get her at these prices because Vegas knows the Chukagian way, right? They know the Chukagian science, the Chukagianisms. I like her at plus 175 here. I mean, women's science be damned. Why not? I mean, dude, that's just what she does, right? It just she hovers around a title shot by fucking I don't know, dude. Who else is like that? Like Chael Sonnen was like that for the longest time. Chael would take your number one contender and just beat them, right? And then like you're not a number one contender anymore, but we can't justify giving Chael another title shot. But he just beat the number one contender again. It's the same thing. That's who Caitlin Chukagian is.
Yeah.
So, and real quick, I know you want to run on it. Is that I'm no longer playing the whole she might retire soon, she might not retire soon because she wants to start a kid thing. I've been saying that for 2 years after I heard her say that in an interview. That is not the case. She is very much in the game, new fight deal. I guess kids go on the back burner. Fuck it, she's going to try to have a kid when she's 42. She wants a title. She wants that run back with Valentina. She beats Mannon. I think it's there. I think she's got a strong argument for it. I just don't know, if Mannon's going to get it done.
So if this fight were a pick'em, I would side with Mannon.
Yeah.
But when you look at value and implied odds, Chukagian at a plus 125 or plus 175, and just like Eric Betts fight said, he said betting against Chuk in a fight that is expected to reach the scorecards is not a winning strategy in the long term. So if you expect this fight to go the distance, which the majority of women's mixed martial arts, you expect to go the distance, unless you're looking at, elite level talent versus, an Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson.
Ooh.
Something along those lines.
Bro, Megan's good. Don't shit on my girl, Megan.
Well, she was good until she fought Amanda Nunes.
Bro, anyway, that toenail TKO, the toenail TKO is elite.
All right, but listen, at this price, I think the only play here, not saying that it should be played, I think the only play in this would be to take Chukagian.
Yeah.
I think that Mannon's way too overpriced here at minus 225.
That being said, I think Mannon's method of victory is TKO. I don't think she wins 2 rounds.
No, I agree.
So, I'm saying you're talking about the only play. I think if you're on the Mannon side, you get a better price on her. You take her by KO, TKO. I mean, her to win by TKO is available on DraftKings plus 380. FanDuel's got it at plus 490. That's how Mannon wins this fight, is by knockout. Yeah. She's not winning 2 rounds against Caitlin. Caitlin will put a pace on her in 2 and 3. I'm just saying, if you're looking at plus money women's plays, all right, what's Daz say? Manning Chukagian main card method TKO round combo 3 at 17. dude? What the fucking British odds is that? You tell me what is that? What is that?
It's probably 1,700.
Okay. All right. Chukagian. Oh, dude, I got
No,
you.
wait.
Wait, hold on.
TKO round 3. That's
Right.
got to be more than 1,700.
Yeah, it's
I mean, that's only 17 to 1 on your money for a round 3 KO and a chick fight plus 1,600. That's it.
fight ends in TKO round 3 plus 1,700. No, he's got it. He's got it. He's dead on the rights.
That's
Yep.
that.
Yep. I got it right here. Showing it on FanDuel.
That's tough. It's either girl to win by TKO.
Either girl to win by TKO in the 3rd round.
17 to 1 does not seem like good enough value on that.
I don't know. I mean, realistically speaking, if you're looking at that same thing, you could get, bro, you get Manning. Dude, I love just getting deep in the weeds on fucking chick fights. It's so ridiculous, dude. Let's see here. Manning wins in round 2. Just the fight to end in round 3 is plus 1,500. Manning to win in round 3 is plus 2,600.
Give me Chukagian by sub in the 2nd round.
Chukagian by sub in the 2nd round.
Yep, that's my shot. I'm shooting my shot.
Dude, that's a shot right there. How about a double chance Chukagian wins in final round or by decision plus 220?
No. What's the odds on Chukagian by sub in the 2nd round?
Dude, hold on. Let me if I can find this thing. Jeez, oh man. We should have went over this ahead of time so that way I could have found this. Chukagian wins by submission in round 2 plus 5,000.
Perfect. 50 to 1 on your money.
Chef's kiss? Did you just fucking chef's kiss? Unbelievable. All right. Let's see here. Okay, where did I land on this? I landed on Chukagian, but I landed on Chukagian money line. You're going wild here.
Yes, Chukagian money line that's the only play that, like, I honestly don't personally think I'm going to bet this fight. But if I were going to, Chukagian plus 175 would be the play that I would make.
Yeah. I don't know if he's still in here or not, but if he is, I'm just going to pose it so that way, I mean, hopefully I can get it. But Eric has started a project called She's a Dog, I think is what it is, where he has been tracking based on,
women's science,
our women's science, but I'm not going to, I mean,
not yours, but yeah, in general.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, maybe I helped plant the seed. I don't know. He never
maybe you did, maybe you didn't.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. It doesn't matter, right? If I did, whatever, that's fine. But anyway, he started this project called She's a Dog or Chick's a Dog or something like that, where he's tracking women's science. Eric, if you wouldn't mind, if you're still in here, if you wouldn't bless the chat with some of those stats that are pertinent as we move through these, because there is another women's science play on this card, but I'll circle back to it. If you don't mind, if you're in here still, super. If not, no big deal. Anyway, all right. Next fight we've got, dude, it's so fucking funny, bro. Plus 5,000. You're out of your mind. All right. Beneil Dariush taking on Mateusz Gamrot. I got to wet my whistle for this one, man. This is probably one of my favorite spots on this card. Gamrot minus 180, Dariush plus 150. Over on rounds is at 2.5. Go ahead. One of the things I really love about this show is nobody tells me what I can and can't say, right? It's my show. Fucking say whatever I want, right? That being said, there were times where I've been known to sort of taper back a bit, where I earmuffed things a little bit. One of those things has been on Beneil Dariush. I've tiptoed through the tulips on Beneil Dariush for a long time.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
Yes, I really did. And you know what? I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to. Mateusz Gamrot is going to fucking murder Beneil Dariush. Murder. He's going to murder him. He's going to murder him. I know that we're going to go with what's his face, Makhachev versus Gordon, and Makhachev's a minus 1,000, and Malcolm Gordon is a plus 600, and that's the biggest betting favorite on the card. But this is probably a close. I know the odds don't portray it, but this is a close second as far as odds go. I don't know what anybody sees here that makes you believe on God's green earth that Beneil Dariush is a plus 150 against Mateusz Gamrot. Gamrot's better on the ground. He's got better cardio. He's got more power. He is an absolute killer. Not to mention the fact he is a motherfucking Caucasus Mountain warrior. He is going to murder Beneil Dariush. Oh, but Dale, Benny's a nice guy. Eggs and Benny. He's a missionary. He just wants to bring the light and love of our Lord to the MF. Kudos to you, Beneil Dariush, and your team out there at King's MMA, and I pray you continue to do the Lord's work. But you're going to have plenty of time to heal up and do that when Mateusz Gamrot sits you down for the next 18 months after he beats you an inch from your life. Mateusz Gamrot's going to crush him. The only way that this isn't a suspended, long-form ass beating is if Gamrot sleeps him immediately or taps him quick. If this goes 3 rounds, this is a level of ugly that will not be seen on the rest of the card. If Beneil Dariush shows up with that skinny fat, zero muscle, weird, I don't know how I made 155 pounds, look like a burlap bag filled with socks body that he normally shows up with against the chiseled Georgian marble of Mateusz Gamrot, he is going to get thrashed.
He looks like a Ziploc baggie full of pudding.
He does. He does. He does. He looks like if you cooked a bratwurst, cut the skin off of it, and squeezed all the contents out into a bag, and then gave it some jiu-jitsu skills, you've got Beneil Dariush. And I'm sure he's a very nice guy. Very nice guy. Very nice guy. He's had gray hair on his sideburns and his temples since he was 18 years old. Beneil's a very nice man. Very talented. But he has no quality wins, has no reason being ranked where he is in the lightweight division. The only reason why he's ranked where he is in the lightweight division is because the lightweight division is a round robin of circle jerks where the top 4 guys just fight each other over and over again, and they're not sure what to do with anybody that has a winning streak. So all of a sudden, Beneil Dariush beats Tony Ferguson. He just a washed-ass Tony Ferguson. Scott Holtzman, a Drakkar Klose that almost had him knocked out before he knocked out Drakkar Klose. And
Frank the Crank.
Oh, and don't forget a quality win over fucking Frank the Crank. The only quality win that Beneil has is over freaking Drew Dober. That's it.
That's it.
Over my boy Drew. That's the only quality win that he has. Outside of that, I farted. Not even a chef's kiss. I farted. Mateusz Gamrot for all my money. All my money.
All of it.
All of my money. Max play, Mateusz Gamrot. Max play.
It's what we like to call grandma's pension play.
Yes. All my money. He's getting all of my money. I will have other plays that will lead into a secondary larger play on Gamrot.
Listen, I've talked fights with you for a long time. I have been on a podcast with you on and off for 4 years now.
Yeah.
I have never heard you so passionate about a play.
No. There was one other time, and I hate to bring it up.
Oh, no, please. Let's hear it.
Gregor Gillespie over Kevin Lee.
All right. Now, hold on. Let's listen. But that I will say was also personal bias.
A little bit, but it was also it's the biggest loss I've ever taken on a bet. That's my biggest loss.
A guy that we both firmly believed could push if committed to the sport.
Yes, which he's not.
Which he's not.
He doesn't care about fighting at all. He does not care. Yeah.
If committed to the sport, could have made a push for a belt.
For sure.
And he decided to go. It was, you mentioned it earlier. When a wrestler gets in there and says, I don't want to wrestle, I want to strike with you. When he should have just been the rabid dog that he was.
Yep.
The honey badger that he is.
Yeah.
And just mauled Kevin Lee to death.
Yeah.
He wanted to stand and circle into the
power
head
side.
kick.
Yeah, you want to circle with the
Just
power. Yep.
oh,
It's bad.
like that entire then leading up to it, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, what are you doing, Gregor?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah. They're going out there in 50-50 jabbing. Here's the greatest thing about this is the guy that made the video for the intro video there
Yeah.
has no idea that I love Gregor Gillespie, and that was the biggest loss I ever took. I asked him, I was like, hey, when you make this video, you know how it is when you do these things,
Right.
you tell him what you want or whatever. He's like, oh, no problem, dog. I got you. What he created was Gregor Gillespie getting kicked to sleep. So I have to start every show
reminding
me of the biggest loss I've ever had. So if you guys wonder, like, what sort of fucking checks and balances exist for this guy? Not only are all the bets third-party tracked on betmma.tips as of this year, halfway through this year, I started the profile on there. You can track them. The other checks and balances is every time the show starts, I am visually reminded of the biggest loss I've ever had in my life, betting-wise. So I do humbly present my opinions through the lens of being reminded very viscerally weekly about the biggest loss I've ever had.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. That was you were saying I was the most passionate you ever heard me.
This is the outside of the Gregor fight, which that was
and
bad. If I recall correctly, you'd have to go the whole way back to the Fistful of Cash podcast. Another one that I don't think that you lost as much on, but you were pretty adamant on, was James Vick over Justin Gaethje.
Oh, yeah. I did. I made an argument. I made a hell of an argument for James Vick there. I
recorded that episode. I remember where I was. I recorded that episode in the bathroom of the basement of my in-laws.
Yep.
And I
made an argument.
I backed my doppelganger there, and that was the start of a fun ride for Justin Gaethje, which is now over.
Yeah. I made a play for James Vick there.
Yeah.
I thought James Vick would be long enough. I thought he would use his reach, his range, his jab, and teep kicks and keep Justin Gaethje away.
Well, he's another guy that, if committed to the sport, had all the tools.
Yeah. You're talking about Gaethje, not James Vick.
Yeah. I mean, James Vick, early, we thought he had all the tools.
James Vick James Vick body type is what you want to see.
Correct.
But James Vick fight IQ is zero. So,
and then we have since learned that, I love him to death. Love watching his fights. But after the Charles Olives fight, we learned that Justin Gaethje's fight IQ might be
zero.
1.
Yeah, it's not 0. It's 1 or 2. It's 1 or 2. Yeah. Eric did respond here, which is great. He did. So it's She's a Dog project on betmma.tips. Feel free to follow along. But he said the Vera versus Cruz card was clutch. Cachoeira plus 150. Angela Hill. We're not talking about that over Lupi Godinez. Plus
ever give me Angela Hill at plus 290. I'm taking that all day.
Nina Nunes at plus 175.
I know you're a big loopy guy.
I do. I like this. Listen, I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. I like chicks that come out and swing for the fact that try to finish you. That's why I love Manon so much. I've been on Manon since the very beginning. One of the few women prospects that I paid attention to before getting signed to the promotion. Haley being one of the other ones. So I love chicks that come to scrap, man. I think it's much like a street fight. If you come in as the more aggressive person, you've already got a leg up because most people are afraid of conflict. Like most people don't want to be in a fight. Most people don't want to get hurt. Most people don't. You disagree with this?
No, sorry.
Oh, you're fucking looking at other bets. You're such a degen. Can you give me an hour of your time?
Now hold on a second. The NBA tipped off tonight.
Oh, is this you're betting on fucking? I knew you were betting on fucking.
Now hold on. Congratulations to the select few of you that DM'd Give Me the Points podcast tonight on Instagram and asked for an NBA play. We just smacked a 20-1 parlay on the NBA opening game. Let's go.
Well, that's good. Good for people that listen to that show. Great. Congratulations. You guys hit a 20-1. Well done. We're not here to talk about sports ball. We're here to talk about punch face.
Sports ball.
Fucking talking about
all right.
Fucking sports ball. You take your Mamba mentality someplace else. All right.
Don't you dare.
I you know how I feel. There will be no Kobe slander on this show. I will shut the whole thing down. Petr Yan taking on Sean O'Malley. Probably one of the most high-profile fights on the card in terms of what people want to see is going to happen. Petr Yan minus 250, Sean O'Malley plus 200. Over-under rounds is at 2.5. How do you feel about this?
I'm excited to watch Sean O'Malley take his. Does he admit that this is a loss when he loses?
I mean, unless he's gonna, if it happens via injury, he will say no.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
If it happens via injury,
this line's moved down. Yan opened it up as a much bigger favorite.
Well, yeah, Sean O'Malley's getting the promotional push.
Right. Yeah.
He's fucking hanging out with that creepy pedophile Andrew Tate and what?
Nothing.
Disagree?
No, I mean,
oh, that guy's a creep.
Yeah, I agree. It's the most anti-milk toast anything anybody's ever said.
Well, that guy's a creep. I
agree.
I don't. You can come at me with this whole alpha mentality. What's he call it? Top G. Listen, nobody leans into the pool of toxic masculinity than me. I am as traditionalist as it gets. But that dude is a mess.
Yeah.
That's not it. If you're a dude between the ages of 18 and 35 and you're trying to figure it out and you're going to Andrew Tate, DM me. I got other people you should be paying attention to. That dude ain't it. He's not it. So anyway.
So Sean O'Malley, Petr Yan, and Austin, I think, put it perfectly here. He said, I can see Sean O'Malley winning round 1, but Yan figuring him out round 2 and ending him in round 3. I do like that thought process. I do like Yan to figure out the speed and the pace of Sean O'Malley, taking his, being patient in round 1, and then putting it on him in rounds 2 and 3. And I don't necessarily know if he finishes them, but I do like Yan to win rounds 2 and 3. Petr Yan is not the guy for Sean O'Malley to get into his normal antics of acting like an idiot and waving him on and shooting jump shots. And you know what I mean? This is not the guy to do that against, especially coming off the loss to Aljo.
Yeah.
Less than ideal scenario for Sean O'Malley here. Bless you.
Thank you.
Thoughts?
I agree. I wonder how Sean O'Malley. I wonder how Sean O'Malley responds to this level of pressure. I mean, it's one thing. So, like, if you're Sean O'Malley, right? You know that you're a brand as a person. You know that people, almost like a Floyd Mayweather effect. For every one person that likes you, there's 2 that are paying money to see you lose. I think that he knows that, right? So
yeah, he's like the modern day Diaz brothers.
Right. So I'm not going to say that like the fight versus Eddie Wineland didn't mean anything. I'm not going to say the fight versus Thomas Almeida didn't mean anything. I'm sure there was a level of pressure there. And I'm sure there was a level of pressure that he knew and understood and really, I guess I would say processed and rose to the occasion and surpassed, right? However, you're going literally from a guy who said, why would I fight ranked people when you're not going to pay me enough for it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just fight unranked folks. And you're going to the guy that's the top of the heap. Like, you didn't do anybody in between. You went straight to the top of the heap.
Yeah, you go Chris Moutinho to Almeida to Petr Yan.
Yeah. Now, and again, that being said, Dana White says the winner of this fight is next in line for a title shot. So, I mean, he's getting exactly what he wants. But I think the sentiment that you'll hear resonating throughout the week and even leading up to this fight is it's too much too soon for him. And that very well may be the case. I'm more interested in, if Sean O'Malley loses his fight, I expect him to. I don't want to 10,000 words where 10 will do. I believe Petr Yan's going to win this fight. I believe he's prohibitively favored at minus 250. I don't want to touch him. I think O'Malley can survive 3 rounds. All that to say, this is this has the potential to be a win-win for Sean O'Malley anyway. Because if he goes out there and he goes 3 rounds with Petr Yan, which I believe he will, people are going to go, the dude's the real deal. He took Yan for 3 rounds. He literally went out there and fought Petr Yan for 3 rounds. The kid's got enormous upside, which nobody's saying contrary to that to begin with. But if you go out there and you put on a competitive performance against the number 1 contender, who is the boogeyman of the division in Petr Yan, I think you come out smelling like roses. I believe this is a win-win fight for Sean O'Malley, which is the only reason why his team, Tim Welch, all these guys, the only reason why they took it. He can't lose here. He will maybe lose the fight physically, but he will not lose the fight in the eyes of the public. He won't.
Yeah, the only loss he could take here is if he gets snuffed early. And
Yes.
I don't see that being a thing based off of how we've watched Petr Yan fight. I don't think that with the size and the reach differential and the unorthodox fighting style of Sean O'Malley, I don't think Petr Yan rushes in there and takes those chances. So
Potential gentleman's wager for you here.
okay.
First strike thrown and landed by Petr Yan. Punch or leg kick?
Leg kick.
I was going to say leg kick too.
Leg kick. 100%.
100% leg kick.
100%. Without question. In a size differential like 100%.
Yeah, 4 inches. Was it 4 inches height, 5 inches reach?
Yeah, chop that lead leg.
Yeah.
Chop, chop, chop.
Especially because he knows O'Malley's had issues with it in the past.
And then you get in there like Chris Moutinho did, and you hit him a couple times. Here's the dude. If Petr Yan puts the volume on him that Moutinho did, it's lights out.
I like this. Hold on.
Lights out.
We've got it. We have a contrarian opinion.
Punch.
DGen Boy says punch.
DGen Boy.
That's a degenerate play. You live up to your name. Username checks out. Username checks out. It's gonna be a leg kick, bro. Right off the rip.
Yeah. A hard one too.
He's gonna
not like a soft reach out and touch you, let you know that I know you're, I'm gonna say leg punch.
Oh gosh, even better. Even better. That's like taking what's his face, Dulcich for first touchdown last night.
Did you see the Twitter account?
Yeah.
The guy that tweeted out, and he's like, everybody's gonna say, no way that Greg Dulcich scores the first touchdown, and I'm gonna be sitting here in my evil lair laughing with all my Dulcich slips. $403 on Dulcich to score first touchdown.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's a degenerate.
That's and honestly, that's the level I aspire to. Like when you see these tickets that show up on BR betting, where it's like people put $721.18 on a 15-leg parlay that smacks for 35 grand.
Yeah.
Who's throwing out parlays for $721.38? How did you come up with that number? And why are you betting that on a 15-leg?
And people, that's people that don't care about losing $738.
That's why I again, the level of fight better I aspire to be is that.
I hit a big first touchdown scorer in a Broncos game 2 years ago.
Ooh.
And I sent it to FanDuel, but it wasn't a FanDuel bet. It was on the offshore site that I was using, so they wouldn't post it. It was Tim Patrick first touchdown at 45 to 1.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a big hit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I went nuts, man. And I sent it to FanDuel, and they responded back, and they were like, unfortunately, we can't post this as it wasn't on our site. I was like, okay, fair enough.
If you guys gave me more free plays, I would.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You jerks. All right. We're co-main event, buddy. Are you ready for this?
Dude,
TJ Dillashaw taking on Aljamain Sterling. TJ Dillashaw is taking on Aljamain Sterling. TJ is an underdog. Plus 140. Sterling minus 175. Over under on rounds. 4.5. What do you have?
What happened last time Dillashaw was a dog?
Yeah, he's a beast, dude. I won't.
Shocked. I mean, came out and looked super good off the layoff against Sandman.
Yeah.
And I fully expect Dillashaw to come out here. And I'm going to revert back to the Mackenzie Dern fight.
Wait a second.
Now, hear me out.
How are we drawing parallels between TJ Dillashaw?
What was my argument against Mackenzie Dern? Her takedown percentage against against takedowns defended.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I love TJ Dillashaw's takedown defense here. Aljo is not going to stand with TJ Dillashaw. Aljo's method of victory is to beat him the same way that he beat Petr Yan. He needs to get him to the ground. He needs to get his back. He needs to control this. And TJ Dillashaw does not put himself in disadvantageous positions when he's on top. So if Aljo drops to his back and thinks he's going to submit TJ, it ain't happening. It's not happening. TJ Dillashaw to plus 140 here is my favorite play on this card. I would, if you swap these lines and gave me Dillashaw at minus 175, that would still be my favorite play on this entire card.
Oh,
I love TJ Dillashaw in this fight. Love. Everything that Aljo's good at, TJ is just as good at as like in defense. I love it, man. I love Dillashaw in this fight. And we'll see how the knee holds up. That's my biggest concern for TJ Dillashaw here.
Sure.
Is coming off the knee injury.
So tell me how the fight goes. I'm going to make you unpack this a little bit more. How does the fight go?
I think early pressure by TJ Dillashaw. I think he comes out strong, and I think he pressures him early. I wouldn't be surprised if he rocks Aljo early, and I could see TJ getting on top and dominating in rounds 2 and 3, and maybe getting Aljo out of there.
So you think we find a position, we find ourselves in a spot where Aljo's laying on his back, TJ's in full guard, like hitting him?
Yeah. And I listen, I understand. I understand Aljo's submission. I understand, but I think Aljo would have to be just throwing submission attempts at him continuously in order to survive on his back. I really do.
Interesting.
I really do.
So let me ask, this is something I've debated with myself recently, in terms of like trying to analyze the skill set of Aljo. Is Aljo a wrestler that has like opportunistic submissions like Islam, like we're going to talk about here shortly? Is that how he is? Or is he a jiu-jitsu player that has good wrestling?
I think he's jiu-jitsu with good wrestling.
Interesting. So he's not a wrestler first. He's jits first. Your opinion. I mean, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you you're right or you're wrong on this. But I'm just asking, like, do you think he's wrestler with good jits or submissions? Rather, doesn't even have to be jits. Or do you think he's a jiu-jitsu player with good wrestling?
Like, I don't, because based off of what
he doesn't have good hands, so I'm not even bringing that into a factor. His hands
Sandhagen fight, I would say it's submissions,
right?
But then you look at the Petr Yan fight, and I would say it's wrestling.
Interesting.
So maybe balanced.
Okay.
I don't know if one's better than the other. Okay. I don't know.
One of the things that makes me nervous about this fight is Aljo showed us in the Petr Yan fight that he learned how to win rounds.
Right.
Not that he learned how to win fights.
Learn how to win rounds. And that's how you win fight. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. You fucking comment section. That's how you win fight. I understand that. But
Kalen Chukagian.
Well, here's the thing, right? It's the new made popular by the greatest of all time, George St. Pierre. It's the I fight to not lose, fight to keep my belt rather than win it again. Mm-hmm. And you do that by just winning the rounds. You just win the rounds. And that's what he did against Petr Yan. He just won the rounds. He backpacked them.
Yeah.
And that was really kind of it. You know, there was no Aljo fucking beat the shit out of Petr. No, that's not the case at all. He won the rounds. That's it. So my concern becomes, does Aljo win 3 rounds here? Right. I think again, Aljo has a worse takedown percentage than TJ.
Much worse.
Which is amazing considering the fact that Aljo's path to victory in nearly every one of his fights is something related to the ground.
30%.
Right. So that being said,
TJ's takedown defense is 91%.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I hate to make a play for a fight to go to decision. I think TJ Dillashaw wins this fight.
Yes.
I think TJ's assessment of how how Aljo got the belt is a little shaky, right? Like he thinks he's an illegitimate champ. I think that's tough for me because Piotr Jan clearly was winning the first fight.
Correct.
And the knee is whatever. And then he did like all people in his position do, and they sit out for a lifetime and let interim shit come and go and do all kinds of other stuff. But then he came back and I will not take the second Piotr Jan win away from him. He beat Piotr in that second fight. He really did. But I don't know if that still cements him as what I would believe to be the reigning defending undisputed bantamweight champion of the world. I'm gonna go with TJ to write the TJ. Like what's the saying that said God don't like ugly, right? And the bantamweight division's ugly right now.
Yeah,
and it's gonna get rectified on Saturday afternoon.
And it could also, boy, could the UFC use a TJ Dillashaw
100%.
versus Piotr Jan fight.
100%. Yeah, they
could, dude. That would be that'd be huge.
Yeah, it sells 100%.
Oh my god, it sells.
The Aljamain doesn't sell at all.
No.
And if you're on the, and we'll talk about this here. I was going to bring it up for the next fight, but I'll lead into it with this. If you're under the premise that the UFC is going the way of the NFL and they like the storylines, and perhaps there's a little bit into the results of the fight based on what will sell future fights, Sterling ain't it. The storyline looks better with TJ winning.
Sterling Jan 3 is not it.
It is not it at all. So TJ,
it goes back to what you said earlier. The greatest of all time versus not the Piotr Jan's still on that level of, okay, is he the next best thing? It's the past versus the present, bringing those two together.
Yeah.
You've got arguably one of the greatest bantamweights of all time, steroids included, against an absolute destroyer in Piotr Jan. So yeah, that's the fight that the UFC needs for the bantamweight division.
Well, you know how I feel about performance enhancers and
I know you do
in all capacities. It immediately excludes you from all greatest of all time arguments,
except for Barry Bonds.
No, even with Barry Bonds. Yes.
No, dude.
I'm not going to debate sports ball with you when we're talking about punch face. We'll take this off air.
No.
What are you saying? He's the greatest hitter of all time? What are you saying he's the greatest of?
I'm saying Barry Bonds should be considered one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Oh, one of, yes, but not the.
Well, no, that's such a huge. I mean, with the different positions and pitchers coming into play, that's such a huge statement to be the greatest baseball player of all time. Right. That's like in football saying the greatest football player of all time. There's too many different positions to take into account. Greatest hitter, not necessarily greatest power and home run hitter. Yes.
Mike Trout's the greatest baseball player of all time.
Mike Trout is the best, in my opinion, the best baseball player to ever play baseball.
Yes. I agree.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
And his neck's the size of my torso.
Bar none.
Dude, he's a freak.
I'm not going to talk about baseball anymore. This is the only time I've ever talked about baseball on this podcast in 2.5 years. Mike Trout's the greatest baseball player of all time. At me, don't at me. I don't give a shit.
One last Mike Trout stat.
Yeah.
Mike Trout missed 40 games this year.
Yeah.
Still hit 40 home runs.
Yeah, because he's absolute
incredible.
Yeah, and has been for the better part of.
And he's one of the best fielders in all of baseball.
Yeah. All right.
He's amazing.
Enough sports ball talk.
Yeah. Enough.
This is what happens when I bring you on here. We talk about shit other than MMA. I'm too fucking tired. You fucking punches MMA, punches baseball. Charles Oliveira taking on Islam Makhachev. Charles Oliveira, Chucky Olives is an underdog here, Soup. I know. Listen up. He's a plus 145. Makhachev's at a minus 170. Over on rounds 2.5. I know you're on Olives here.
Dude, talk me out of it. I was Makhachev.
Yeah.
And the more I sit here and I think about it.
It's Makhachev still. It is. They need it. You know who wants Oliveira? Us. But you know what the UFC needs? They need Khabib.
Oh, I know. And they need Khabib with better hands.
They need Khabib.
I know.
They need him. They need a Makhachev. They need a new What the hell do you do? They need a world beat. They need the destroyer of worlds. They need they need a Caucasus Mountain warrior at the top. That's
Dude,
what they need.
I can make so many arguments for both sides here. It's like, so lately, Charlie Olives fights like he's invincible, like nobody
Correct.
can beat him, and he's been rocked in his last 3 fights, been
Yep.
rocked.
Yes.
And he bounces back and he finishes the fight.
Correct.
And Makhachev is not the dude to fight again. You don't want to fight Makhachev like you're invincible. That's
Correct.
But at the same point in time, Charles Oliveira, his ability to finish fights as of late,
Second to none. I mean,
in any form or fashion,
correct.
from his back, from top, from
Yes.
strike. I can't, dude. It's so hard to go against him.
Yes. Yes.
Even though he looks like he cried for an hour before every fight.
Yeah. Well, he got his eyes fixed.
Oh, he did?
He got his eyes fixed. He said not only did he get his eyes fixed, he said he is going to knock out Islam Makhachev in round 1. Charlie,
Oh, no, he needs to
yes.
calm down. Now, a statement like that makes me just want to go Makhachev.
Charlie Olives got the LASIK, says he's going to knock out Islam. He's walking around in the Abu Dhabi garb, walking a lion on a leash, living his best life with the bleached hair. Living his best life. Dick energy through the roof.
Yeah.
Through the roof. And justifiably so. I mean, the guy continually stares death in the face and comes out on top.
So when it comes to a fight like this, I also like to read, obviously in a huge fight like this,
Mhm.
as well as the Dillashaw Aljo fight. I like to read. They ask current guys on the roster their opinion on who's going to win this fight, because from a skill standpoint, they know much more than I would.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Obviously, the majority of them went Aljo, and their argument was they're not picking TJ based off of steroids.
Because he's a cheater, yeah.
Because he's a cheater. We're never
Right.
picking a cheater. But the Aljo Makhachev, outside of Rafael Fiziev, almost everybody was on Olives.
Yeah.
Almost all of them.
Yeah. And but I believe there's some recency bias attached to that.
There is recency bias, but it's not one fight though. It's what he's done over the past 2 to 3 years. I mean, it's an extended period of time.
I agree. You can make an argument for Olives here, and I will tell you that you're right.
Yeah.
And you can make an argument for Islam, and I will tell you that you are right. In my opinion, this is a fight where I would love to just watch it. I would love to just watch, but it is the main event of arguably the biggest card of the year.
Yeah.
I can't not have skin in the game. So let me present you some stuff that I like. Okay. Under 3.5 rounds at -200.
Okay.
Oliveira by TKO KO. Just taking him at his word here.
It's big juice on -200, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus 550.
That's Oliveira by TKO plus 550.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Oliveira inside the distance plus 180.
Okay.
Makhachev inside the distance at -100.
Okay.
Okay. And then let's see here.
So can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
While you're looking, my fear with the Olives by KO is if Makhachev gets him down, and Makhachev is a ground and pound warrior. If he gets messy and Olives catches him in something from his back.
Okay. Let me run this by you then.
Okay.
Okay. Oliveira with more significant strikes.
Oh, I love these. These are my favorite.
Plus 100.
With more significant strikes.
Yes.
See, I could get behind that.
Yeah.
because it could take one significant strike from Makhachev to end this fight.
Yeah.
Oh, I can get behind. See, I like that. Because I think, yeah, Olives puts the volume on.
Yeah.
But Makhachev still yeah.
How about Oliveira more significant strikes in round 1 at -110?
If he really wants to knock him out, he's got to come out aggressive. And boy, has he been aggressive in his last 3 fights in the first round.
Exactly.
Wildly aggressive.
Wildly aggressive. Wildly aggressive. You know, because here's the thing, right? Is that Makhachev, I don't believe Makhachev is going to come out looking to throw hands. I think he's going to come out, look to throw to close the distance and try to put his body on Olives and see what he can do. I think he wants to test the strength and test the takedown defense right off the rip.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to want to go out there and throw hands with him. I really don't.
So, to put into perspective here, against Gaethje,
yeah,
although Charlie Olives was knocked down early, 9 more significant strikes in round 1 than Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
Against Michael Chandler, 3 more significant strikes than Michael Chandler in round 1. Against Dustin Poirier, I don't know the round 1 total, but 15 more significant strikes throughout the fight, through 50 more than Dustin Poirier. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't mind that round 1 play.
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all. Because then you can watch the first round, you hit it, and then you just enjoy the next 4.
Right.
You're not sitting there sweating it out, wondering what judge is going to fuck it all up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's interesting. Again, it's a fight I would prefer to just watch. So if I can get a little shit side bet out of the way, like you said, I think that's something worth looking at.
Is this quote factual?
I believe it is. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I believe it is. Daz says, I got dildos in the car. I'm ready to fuck that boy. Quote unquote, Kevin Holland said before losing to Hamzat. Fighters always say exactly what they're going to do. Emphasis on the sarcasm.
Wow.
Yeah. I believe that was in fact said.
If that's not the most Kevin Holland thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. No, I like the round 1 play. The round 1, Charlie Olives, more significant strikes
at even money
than Islam. And yeah. And then you hit that and you sit back and enjoy the next 4 rounds.
Okay.
I get behind that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you digging into the world of goofy prop bets there. I like that.
Well, because I mean, here's the thing: is I honestly believe that the UFC, or I think Makhachev's going to win this fight, and
yes.
But I'm not going to sit here and die on that hill because I have consistently bet against Charlie Olives since Cub Swanson, and I mean, I literally have bet against the guy. I bet him against him every single fight.
Yeah.
I really do. And I always say he doesn't have a heart. He doesn't have a chin, this, that, and the other, whatever. I don't care. And I don't know if it's Brazilian horse meat. I don't know if it's some synthetic that they haven't figured out yet or whatever, but there's something going on with those fucking guys in that camp with that blonde hair where they have the stamina of horses and they've got chins made of vibranium. And it doesn't matter how much you rock them. It doesn't matter how deep of waters you take them into. They somehow never stop moving forward. They somehow never find a way to lose a fight. They continue to walk forward. And it's not just Olives. It's everybody in his camp right now. Everybody. And I don't know if it's something in the hair. That's how they're getting around it. They've got it laced in the hair dye. I don't know what it is. And I'm not saying it has to be something nefarious. But there is something going on in that camp right now. And you know me. I believe that winning and losing are contagious. And I'm not going to sit here and draw a line saying Charlie Olives or Makhachev. I'm not going to do that. I cannot do this. I think the most likely outcome for this fight is any winner is going to win by submission. I think the second most likely outcome is that this fight will not see a round 4 start, but that's heavy juice on that.
Mhm.
But I love the idea of I have to have something in play here that I don't say I don't care about, but I'm minimally invested in because I want to know what's going to happen in the division. I'll take Olives to land more significant strikes at even money in round 1.
Just for my interest, what's the odds on the fight to go to distance?
The fight to go the distance.
Yes.
Oh, let's
Plus
see.
300.
Fight goes to decision plus 300. Yes.
Boy, wow. It's like I've made a few bets in my day.
It's like you've made a few bets. It's almost like you've been doing this long enough that you look at a matchup and you handicap it yourself before you look at a line.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, which I just want to go ahead.
Is not good enough odds, by the way.
Which I want to say this to anybody. Over 2.5 was plus 120, says Dawes. Anybody that listens to this show or any other show or just casually bets on the side, one of the greatest things that you can do to help increase your profitability is when you look at a game, match, whatever the sport is, handicap it yourself in your head at what you would put the line at before you look at the line.
Yeah.
That will win you more money than I watch tape, I look at the stats, I do it. Handicap it yourself first.
Mm-hmm. That
makes you money. So
there's a great guy that I follow. I know you don't want to talk sports ball, but there's a great guy. Listen, it's his name's Pete Futak. He does this. He handicaps games himself for college. He writes the article, predicts the score, and then looks at the line and bases his, confidence.
Right.
He does pretty well for himself. It's a good read. That's all I'm saying. Good read.
We didn't address it earlier in the show, but I want to address it now because for some reason it's starting to pick up. I have a head cold. I've got a bit of a runny nose. So yeah, you've heard me a couple times. So out of the blue, my eyes will start watering. My right nostril fills with about a half gallon of water, and then everything starts coming out. So I'm apologizing ahead of time because I can feel the pressure starting to build up.
Yeah.
So I'm trying my best here. And those of you watching, my face and nostrils are redder than they normally are. Okay. So I want to tell you a story real quick.
Okay.
Well, they said, pull out that Vicks Vapo Rub, my man. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Okay, real quick.
Wait, question about Vicks Vapor Rub.
Yeah. I was going to ask you a Vicks Vapor Rub question.
Or were you?
I was.
Go ahead.
Are you a chest guy or a feet guy?
Dude, I was just going to ask. Who are these people that put Vicks on their feet and it somehow what do you... That was my question.
It works a million times better.
How?
I don't know, but it works better. Buddy, listen to me.
But I don't understand. The whole point of it is for you to breathe it in.
I understand.
It's right there.
But there's something about
it from the chest.
Man, I don't know if it's ancient Chinese medicine, feng shui, acupuncture, Dragon Ball Z. I don't know what the fuck it is, man.
You put it on your feet. Do you put socks on?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't get it.
Listen, I understand. I understand. But you know me, I read something and if it seems like it makes sense, I'll try anything once.
Makes no sense to me.
I read a thing. A guy I usually respect his opinions said, put the Vicks on your feet, put socks on. I put the Vicks on my feet. I put the socks on. It works better. Your feet, the soles of your feet, for whatever reason. I don't know, man. Ancient Chinese shit. I don't know. But they talk about the bottoms of your feet being like the detox centers for your body. And as such, they absorb a bunch of shit too. They talk about that, that's where you absorb the energy from the earth. So you should walk around barefoot and all this other shit. Balance yourself, right? Put the Vicks on your feet. Try it. Have you tried it? Try it.
I just looked up why it works, and as a nurse, this makes complete sense.
Oh, so you're now okay. Tell me.
This makes so much sense.
Okay, so we have medical reasoning behind this.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So the cooling sensation of the menthol and the Vicks on your feet
Okay.
stimulates nerves that then send it up your spinal cord. Are you following me here?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
You
so
sound like a chiropractor, but go ahead.
send it up your spinal cord to the medulla oblongata,
I got your
which
medulla. Yep.
is
Yep.
the part of the brain that regulates coughing.
I mean,
That makes
yeah.
so much sense.
Sure.
Fucking mind blown right now.
Yeah. Liver King does walk around barefoot. He absolutely does. Listen.
Fucking Liver King is the biggest fraud and joke on the entire internet.
Hold on a second. I'm glad this got brought up. I've been telling, we will check the tape on this. I've been telling you guys for 2 years now to eat more liver and to sun your nuts. I've been saying that for 2 years. Pull your balls out and eat liver at least once a month. I've been saying that. Then all of a sudden,
Liver King
shows up. And he's like, "Oh, you got to eat raw. You got to eat organs. You got to eat organs. You got to eat liver. You got to eat." It's he's been fucking saying now Liver King, dude. What? And then Tucker Carlson does a whole special on tanning your nuts. I've been saying that. Yeah. I'm a hipster when it comes to the shit I'm fucking telling you guys. I've been telling you for 2 years now. Eat liver. I hate liver, but I eat it at least once a month. I'll eat liver, and I don't. Admittedly, I do not sun my nuts as much as I should, but I pull the boys out.
How do you sun your nuts without getting arrested?
I go in my backyard and I pull my nuts out. I sit down. I have an Adirondack chair. I go out in the middle of my backyard, which is fenced in, and I'm further enough away because the houses beside me are relatively close. I go far enough away that like their windows aren't looking down on me. And I just pull brain out and I just hang out for a couple minutes.
Stretch the bat wing and just let it soak up.
You don't have to stretch it, but I mean, you just you know how it is, man. It just lays. And then the older you get, the more it lays. I just pull it out, Yeah. Hell, and if you wear Ranger panties or whatever, just pull it out the side. I don't care what you do. So, my guy loses me at eating the mountain oysters. Dude likes eating nuts too much. I don't eat testicles. I don't. But I'm a big believer, and you as a medical professional, I don't know if there's any science to this at all, but the idea of like supporting like eating a heart makes your heart stronger. Eating kidneys makes your kidneys stronger. Yeah. I know they're from a cow or a sheep or whatever the case may be. I understand that. But
still the same enzymes.
I believe that the generations before us have forgotten more than we know. And the fact that we have approached life with this sense of we are fucking smarter because we use technology, we've lost a lot of things. And the reason why our grandparents and their great-grandparents lived to be 100 years old and have 10 kids and all kinds of other shit is because they ate stuff like sauerkraut. They ate liver. They weren't afraid to go out and fucking work in the dirt. They lived lives like that. Here's another.
Sit down like our great-grandfather at the dinner table and eat a raw onion.
Yeah, like an apple.
Yeah, like
an apple. Shout out Cornell.
Yeah.
Shout out Cornell Leach, who would eat Vidalia onions like apples. First of all, the man had lunch boxes for hands, right? And he would sit there at the table.
Like Shane Carwin lunch boxes for hands.
Yes. Right? You could never tackle our great-grandfather. You would never tackle him because he was 5'4", solid muscle, and as thick as a fucking refrigerator. And he would sit there with his lunchbox orangutan hands and eat purple Vidalia onions like apples.
And they look like those little cuties.
Yes.
Those little oranges in his hands.
Yes. Yeah. Fun fact, my great-grandma had a single glass of red wine at the end of the night every day and lived to be 98.
Well, wine's been medically proven to improve health.
Yeah.
In moderation. Yeah, that is a medical fact.
Yeah. Here's my theory, and I've said this on the show before, but I'm going to say it one more time before we get into these prelims. I actually have a story to tell you too. I think the idea that like cavemen and all that other shit, I think them living to like 25 is complete bullshit. I think it's bullshit. I think that there was stuff like like saber-toothed tigers and stuff like that could have killed them. And a lot of them probably died from injuries, stuff like that. But I think general illness,
natural causes
did not kill them at all. I think living a high-risk life of hunting and gathering probably killed them.
Mhm.
But let's think about it. You only eat clean meat, berries, nuts, and you're physically fit as fuck because you have to be.
Fit as fuck, boy.
Why? Everything they tell you that you should do to live to be 100 years old,
They did.
Our great ancestors did. And they're, what lifespan was 25. Modern medicine is a fucking miracle. You'll be 98. You're literally putting jumper cables on a dead car battery to keep us alive till 98. The way that they did it is the way to do it. As I drink a beer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think
How many pumpkin delights you had today?
None.
Wow.
Bro, I cannot tell. Listen, I cannot tell you how much of an effort. I'm serious. I've made such a fucking effort the last couple of years to stop eating like super processed foods within reason, because I have a couple vices, as you know, ice cream being one of them. The other one,
Oreo cream.
This is the fucking worst time of year. The Halloween Oreos. Those fucking poison pills. I hate them. I hate them. I don't eat Oreos any other time of the year, but the moment them little fuckers put that orange cream in it, I can't help it. I can't help it, dude. I'm serious, man.
That's how I am with pumpkin delights.
I'm like Riley Reid in a room full of black dudes. I'm just like, I just want all of them, bro. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
All right.
All of them, bro. All of it. All in my mouth.
Prelims.
No, I got to tell you a story.
Okay, story good.
Longtime listener and supporter of the show. My man, Bad News Bryant. I talked about him in our last episode where he rewrote the tagline for the show. Going all Teddy KGB on some more. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his pot. He'll splash it however the fuck he wants.
That's right.
Damn right, baby.
Who rewrote the tagline for the show. My man he works for the Postal Service. I'm trying not to put all his business out on the street. My man, Bad News Bryant was attacked by a German Shepherd this last week. A full-size German Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
16 stitches, puncture wounds on all 4 limbs. Had to beat this dog off, like beat him off of him. Let me clarify here. Had to beat this dog off of him with a skateboard that just so happened to be in the driveway. He kept waiting for the homeowner/owner of the dog to help him, and there was no help. So my man literally was engaged in a fisticuff truthfully, could have been ultimately resulted in a life or death struggle with a wild animal. And he came out on top. So I just want to pose the question to you, the general public, as need be. I think we've all played the what if game. You are the owner of a large dog. Large. I am the owner of a large dog. My dog is about 65, 70 pounds.
Yep.
She's big and she's got some teeth on her. And I size her little ass up or big ass up from time to time and go, if you wanted to really turn on me, would I be able to handle this?
I just look back at that hog laying on the couch behind me.
And he's big.
110 pounds.
110 pounds. He's got teeth and everything else. And you think if he wanted to, what would he, be able to do? So we often, I think as a man, right? We'll go into the toxic masculinity portion of the show. I think as a man, you should, and if you don't, you better fucking play the what if game at all times. And if those of you don't know what the what if game is, which you better, but in the case that you don't, it's literally every situation you're in your life, you should hypothetically throw the what if and then institute potential life altering danger and then try to game plan what you would do in the event that happens. Okay. That's the what if game. You go to the grocery store. What if some fucking idiot comes in here with a gun? What if the person behind me in line starts stabbing somebody with a knife? What if this, that, and the other? You should play that game everywhere.
And that's not to get confused with living in fear.
No.
That's not what he's getting at here. You don't live in fear.
No.
But be prepared.
Yes, correct.
Big
And that's all. I'm also not going to advocate for you to carry a firearm on you at all times. I've already told people that you should, but I'm not going to sit here. I'm not beating that drum. I'm just saying play the what if game. Okay. Anyway, my man Bryant came up against one of the ultimate what ifs. The one that, like, legitimately one of the things that I play what if in, right? Like, if a dog came after me, what would I do? I mean, I walk my dog every day, and I think about, if a fucking pit bull came out of the brush and started coming after me or her, what would I do? How would I be able to handle that situation? My man faced this and won. So obviously did not come out unscathed, 16 stitches and puncture wounds on all 4 limbs. But I do want to say, one, fucking kudos to you, because he is now tapped into something that a lot of people will never tap into. And that is the holy shit, I might die right now button.
Fight or flight.
Yeah. The legitimate, this could ultimately be the end of me. Like, it would be remiss, it would be irresponsible to say that while that dog was attacking him, he wasn't thinking, this thing has the potential to fucking kill me. I need to fight as hard as I possibly can. Did you see the video that came out of the black bear attacking the guy climbing the mountain today?
Yes.
You hear that scream that he's letting out? Do you see him punching the rocks, missing, and doing all those things? That fucking shaking, that visceral, his body dumping every chemical possible to keep him alive. That's what Bryant experienced, and he came out on top. So, kudos to you, sir. But I also want to ask you, and we don't have to get into super story time here. One, do you think you could take a German Shepherd in a fight?
Absolutely.
And two,
absolutely.
Do you have an instance where you were met with that I got to fucking figure it out right now?
No. Okay. But I do play the what if game. I've played it multiple times because of having a dog and having little children.
Yes.
And having a dog the size that I have.
Yes.
And I have a very good friend of mine, and his dog snapped at one of my kids.
Yeah.
And I told him and his wife, I said, if your dog ever does it again, I will stomp his fucking head out in front of you. Like, there will be brains on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's not to be a jerk.
No, it's not.
It will always be me over whatever.
Yeah. Right? It's my kids versus a dog, man. I mean, and I love my dog.
Yeah.
I've had my dog before my kids.
Sure.
But they're my kids.
Yeah.
And the dog will die.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Death. Not, oh my God, he bit my kid. Get rid of him. I'll get rid of him with a shovel in 6 feet.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't had the situation with a dog, although I feel confident. Although you know me, I carry a weapon at all times. So I have a force multiplier on me all the time. But even so, now again, within reason, right? Like within reason, you get a 180-pound Great Dane or Cane Corso, things are going to get dicey in a hurry, right?
Whole different ballgame.
Right. But I feel confident in anything that doesn't weigh more than me. I think I'm going to give it a good shot.
Except for maybe like a cougar.
Maybe.
Or like a bobcat.
See, here's the thing, though, is cats are pussies. That's the thing.
Yes.
Technically and figuratively, yes, they're pussies. So that's when people, I got the strength of a lion. You ever see a male lion fight? Like those dudes, they will not, like they're kind of pussies. They will run away from one another unless they can't, and then they will fight. So there is a little bit of a misnomer there. So I like this right here. This is a great. I'm not big on math, but I like this formula. My kids, my dog, other people's kids. Within reason, I get this.
It's a strong take.
Within reason,
strong take.
Within reason, I can get on board with that to an extent.
Yeah, like if somebody else's kid comes up and like kicks my dog, I'm probably gonna not kick the kid, but I'm gonna kick the dad.
Okay, so here's all right. Let me ask you this:
you came in my yard and you kicked my dog.
At what point do you fuck up a little kid?
No.
Never?
No, dude, I can't.
Never?
How little? Oh
Bro,
God, I
well,
can't believe I'm getting into this right now.
well, no,
on,
I'm just
on a
saying, like,
live stream. How little?
so you and I both have little kids,
Yeah.
right? So let's say a 12-year-old kid
Oh
comes
yeah,
comes
that's
over
different.
and just fucking crushes one of your little ones while they're on the monkey bars and knocks them down. Just office linebackers them off the monkey bars.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't pummel the kid, but I would forcibly send them to the ground and instantly find their dad
They got to beat the dad up,
and
right?
beat the dad.
See
Just,
this,
yeah, dude.
this,
And
this
listen, I don't care how
again.
big the dad is.
Yeah.
I'm fighting the dad
Yes.
because you enabled your child
to be that
to
way.
to be that way and do that.
To be that way. 100%.
Absolutely.
100%. That's why I believe that you'll think that season 2 of True Detective is the best season.
I've watched it, dude.
It's so good. It's the best one.
We are getting it. It's a school night. We're at an hour and a half.
Okay.
I gotta rein you back in here.
All right. Sorry. All right. Yeah, we spent 30 minutes talking about dogs, and
some of us can't work from their house.
That's true. That's true. All right. So just to wrap things up real quick. I believe that I could take a dog in a fight. You do as well.
Yes.
Shout out to Bryant for being able to take a dog. This is my takeaway, and I'll leave it at this. He goes, I'm torn because I don't know if I want to go back and kill that dog or adopt it. Like, he feels a kinship because they shared a life or death struggle with
blood brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That dog drank his blood.
They both gave it their all.
Yeah.
They both fucking gave it their all. And I think that's cool. I was like, dude, I love that. I love that. So anyway, we lost it at Vic's, man. Shout out. Okay. So, all right, here we go. We got prelim fights to talk about.
There are prelim fights.
We should probably go through these a little bit.
Rattle them.
All right. Lena Landsberg taking on Carol Rosa. Rosa at a -250. Lena Landsberg +200. Over on her rounds is at 2.5. Dude, Lena Landsberg, we got to admit, is not good. But is Carol Rosa -250 good? No, you got to take a stab on Lena Landsberg, right? Just a little.
Just a poke. Just a tip.
Just a small poke. Just a small poke on Lena Landsberg. So,
or just don't bet it.
Or don't bet at all. Yeah. Or just fucking don't bet it. We also, again, keep in mind, this is at Fight Island. We have no idea who the officials are going to be for these early fights. You might want to just skip some of these. Okay. Oh, man. My nose is not cooperating. Malcolm Gordon taking on Muhammad Makhachev. Makhachev, the biggest favorite on the card, -1,000. Malcolm X Gordon at +600. Obviously, we're looking at dog or pass here.
Yeah,
but what else do you do? Makhachev by submission, I think, is probably your best bet outside of that, right? I mean, that seems to be his preferred method of victory. You can get him at +135 at that. I think that's probably the play, right?
Yeah, he's got what? He has 3 subs and 2 KOs in his career.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, -1,000. I have no interest in it. There's a +600. There's a +600 for a reason. Like,
I will say this though, Malcolm Gordon, 4 out of his 5 losses have come via knockout though. So maybe we take Makhachev we swim against the grain a little bit. Maybe you swim up, against the swim against the stream here. You know what? Fuck that. Makhachev inside the distance is at a -180. That's the play.
What about the over 1.5?
No, fuck that.
No? Okay.
-180 inside the distance. That's a Gamrot level play. He's going to murder Malcolm Gordon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gamrot level.
It's not, I got ahead of myself there. All right. Armand Petrosian taking on AJ Dobson. Dobson +175. Petrosian at -225. Over under on rounds. 1.5 here, Soup. I like Petrosian and I like him big.
A lot. Yeah. Petrosian a lot. What about Petrosian parlayed with the inside the distance play on the last fight.
On Makhachev, yeah, sure.
Makhachev inside the distance.
So
minus 225 and minus 180.
Right. It gives us +2.
No, it'd be like
plus,
it'd still be minus money. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Minus 145?
Parlay calc. Let's see.
Minus 145.
That's
140. 148.
148. Okay. So we had minus 180, minus 225.
It's gonna fuck us up and give us like a plus 117. What?
I didn't think it was going to be like that. It's got it a plus 120.
There you go. Want to say plus 117? Fucking let's go.
I'm shocked there.
It's almost like I've handicapped a fucking fight or two in my life. All right, yeah, let's do it, man.
Yeah, I'm really shocked there.
Petrosian,
plus 120.
Petrosian and Makhachev inside the distance. I like it. Okay. All right, I can do that. I can get on board with that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. You know what? I've been talking a whole lot. If you wouldn't mind, could you do this next fight for me?
Absolutely not.
Come on, man.
You just want me to try and pronounce the names.
No, I don't. Go just I gotta take a drink.
No.
Let this one rip.
Absolutely not.
Come on.
I'm not getting involved in that. All right. Nurmagomedov.
What's his first name? Do you know what his first name is?
No.
Abubakar.
Huh?
Abubakar.
Yep. Against
Godzi.
How do you say the full name?
Godzi Omargazev. Omargazev.
Heap hop.
Heap hop.
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It should be it should be IEV, not the Dov there. I fucked that up. So
yeah, I've got no input here.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay. I like Godzi as a small underdog play, to be honest with you. Just based on I think he'll just be the physically stronger fighter in a relatively even matchup. So I'm just looking at a small dog sprinkle. Nothing crazy here. I'm not sitting here going wild on this. So he also something about Russian guys that look vitamin deficient. You know what I mean? Like they've got that weird translucent skin. Abubakar is like not that, but Omar is that weird skinwalker white. That very strange. Another one we're getting ready to talk about. Tukagov. So Zabir Tukagov taking on Lucas Almeida. Tukagov minus 163. Almeida plus 130. Over on rounds is at 2.5. My concern with Tukagov is you have big eyes. What happened?
Yeah, it was just loud. That's all.
Oh, my concern with Tukagov is he finds ways to lose rounds by being fucking stupid. His fight IQ is not good, and his cardio wanes because he's dumb and throws arm punches. So Almeida will find spots there. I know quite a few people that are very smart and very good at this, like Almeida in the spot. This is probably a dog or pass one for me. I don't love Tukagov enough to bet him with high confidence. I won't put him in a parlay here. He's not known for finishing fights. I'm on Almeida or I'm passing entirely.
I can agree with that. I mean, Almeida's fought the who's who in his 5 of his last 6 fights.
He's good.
I mean, yes, 5 of his last 6 fights have been losses, but against high-level competition. So
he's good.
Yeah.
He's good. So let's see. Nikita Krylov minus 180 taking on Volkan. Oezdemir plus 150. Over under on rounds 2.5. How do you feel about your man Volkan? Here's the thing. You're older than Volkan Oezdemir.
That's crazy to me.
Isn't that nuts? You want to talk about a dude whose genetics hate him?
Yeah.
Hate him, bro.
That's crazy. Really?
Yeah.
What's he, 30?
I think he's 31.
Okay, so same age.
Yeah.
Don't age me.
Well, I mean, your hairline is the same.
Stop.
Got him.
What do you think? What do you think on the rounds here on the over/under?
I think I said I made a solemn blood vow not to bet Volkan Oezdemir again after his last fight because he looks completely washed.
Right.
Like he looks dead.
So
We get it,
Nikita
Bernie. I like Nikita, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you thinking about the rounds? Go ahead. I didn't mean to hijack your thought.
What's the over 2.5 here?
Over 2.5?
Yeah.
You are at... Oh, man, my nose is
Because
shutting
I don't think Ozdemir gets him out of there.
Over 2.5 plus 120.
I wouldn't mind a stab at the over here.
Even at that little of a number?
Yeah. I mean, it's plus money.
We can have a half UD play, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Do you want me to write that down? You want me to add that to the list?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Volk. Over 2.5. Okay. I got you. All right. Chalbarella at minus 225, taking on Mahmoud Muradov at plus 175. Over-under on rounds. This is 2.5. I think Muradov has to be your play here. He's a dog that'll fight for your money. He's highly talented. I know Borello's good. Everybody loves him because he comes out like a wild man. Muradov ain't a slouch, though, bro. I think he's worth a stab at plus 175. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine. When we get down
man,
to
you didn't even try here.
No, when we get down to the lower sides of the prelims here.
It's the feature prelim.
Well, I just mean the prelims in general.
Okay.
The prelims in general. I'm running out of steam here.
Oh, geez. Well, you came in at a 3 to begin with. So
I know.
The
VIX got me up to a 7.
The VIX got you to a 7. Dog fighting, VIX.
Yeah.
Halloween Oreos. I got you, bro. I think Muradov is worth a stab. I would not go big here. I would not go big. All right. Let's run through this card real quick. Any plays that we landed on, please shout them out.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Lena Landsberg, Carol Rosa. Nothing?
No, nothing.
Okay. Muhammad Makhachev taking on Malcolm Gordon. We're on Makhachev inside
the distance.
Yeah.
Parlayed.
Yep. And we're parlaying that with Petrosian money line. Yep.
Correct.
And that's coming in at
plus 125.
Plus 125. All right. Abu Bakar, Nurmagomedov taking Godzi, Omar Gaziev. I mean, I'm on Godzi just for a pick. It's a slight lean. I probably won't bet the fight. Lucas Almeida, Zabir Tukagov. I would lean Almeida over Tukagov. Again, not interested in playing it. Volkan Ozdemir, Nikita Krylov. And we're on the over 2.5 in a light heavyweight fight. Fuck, okay. Josh. Chal Borello taking on Mahmoud Muradov. I'm suggesting a small play on Muradov money line, plus 175. Small. I'm making sure that I write small. All right. Let's see. Sean Brady, Bilal Muhammad. We are on Sean Brady.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Money line?
Yes.
Minus 150?
It was like minus 135, wasn't it?
Yeah, I see it at 135.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean Brady. Yes. Yes.
I'll have to pull out the fucking login for my 5 Dimes account. I don't even know if it's active. I'll have to pull it out. All right. Manon taking on Caitlin Chukagian. Chuk money line.
Chuk money line. And Chuk by sub in the second round at plus 5,000.
Sub round 2 plus 5,000.
I'm still chasing that one, like when I called Anthony Smith by sub.
Yeah, I know. You're
still chasing that.
Trying to capture lightning in a bottle here. Gamrot money line for all my money at minus 180.
What are you thinking unit-wise on that Gamrot play?
Honestly, the biggest I ever go anymore, discipline-wise, I try not to go any bigger than 5.
And I like that. That'd be like, that's 5 to win. That'd be like 5 to win 3.2 or something like that.
Yeah.
No, 5. No, 5. No, that's bad math. Be 5 to win like 2.8.
Yeah, it'd be 2.7 something. Yeah. That's the biggest I really go anymore. I've been burned a couple times on going minus 200 favorites and fucking trying to let it rip. But
I do really like. Yeah, I agree with you on Gamrot there.
Yeah. So Gamrot. Okay. Let's see here, and then O'Malley Yawn.
What did we decide here?
I think we said. To go back and I might have to go back and
15
listen.
minutes ago.
Yeah, an hour and 15 minutes ago, I think we said maybe
It
yawn.
had to be yawn, and we weren't taking O'Malley.
Yeah, yawn by decision, maybe, or
Maybe.
nothing at all.
Oh yeah, yeah, because we did think that O'Malley could make it 3 rounds.
Yeah, so fight goes the distance, maybe.
No, I think it was yeah.
Yawn by decision. Yawn by decision is -110. Fight doesn't get, or fight goes
the distance.
Yeah, is -175. I honestly don't think we made a play on this. I think
maybe not.
I think we talked it and then just moved on. So
right, because the Killishaw fight was next.
Right. So then we got Killishaw versus Aljo, and we're on TJ.
Killishaw money line. Lieutenant Dan money line.
Dude, what is that?
Don't get into it.
Yeah. Let's see here. It says D-Gens can do parlay math in their head, but can't figure out the tip on a check. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah. I always just round up to the nearest dollar and then add.
Yeah.
That's the way I do it. And then we did the co-main event of the evening. Charlie Olives taking on Islam Makhachev. We are doing Olives, more significant strikes.
Round one.
And that's at even money. Mm-hmm. What I love about this bet is I don't ever put this stuff on my slip that I post on Instagram and Twitter the day of the fight. And I have people that follow me on Instagram and Twitter that don't listen to the show at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have to fucking explain to them what these show specific bets are. They mm-hmm. always will. I don't understand what this means, or why would you play that? I look forward to this one because I know for a fact they're going to be like, what book did you see it on? Where can I play it?
What's your reasoning?
What's your reasoning? I don't understand it. Can you tell me why? Give me all of your time while I give you nothing in return. Please give me all your energy.
Yes.
Fun fact, I'm not fucking doing it this week.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing it, person. So, all right.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. Even though you'll never listen to this, you fucking mooch. All right. So, all right. The Volkan Oezdemir over 2.5. The parlay between Makhachev and Petrosian. The Muradov small money line play. Brady money line. Chuk money line. Chuk sub round 2. Gamrot money line. TJ money line. Olive's more significant strikes in round 1. Even money.
It's 9.
9 plays. I told you I had 5 going into this. You talked me into 4 more. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congrats on all your success.
90% more. You increased my
80.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was at 5 and you added 4 more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess so.
Be an 80% increase.
Okay. Whatever. All right. Hour 47 minutes. You have anything you want to add?
No, dude. I'm going to go pass out on my recliner while I watch the Lakers and the Warriors. Oh, I do. Yeah. So we will have an episode this week for Give Me the Points.
Oh, yeah.
Skipped last week, obviously, because you were in town.
Yeah, man.
Was kind of lackluster on Instagram with the plays as well because we were busy.
Yeah.
Got to make memories.
What is, how'd you guys finish last week?
Plus 1.2.
What are you guys up on the year?
We're up plus 5.5.
Gotcha.
Took a hit 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you got beat up 2 weeks ago.
Took a hit. Chased the Dragon on Monday Night Football and just completely swung and missed.
Well, that happens.
Yeah, but fuck Andy Reid for going for 2. We had a big play on the Chiefs over 30.5, and they finished with 30 because he went for 2 rather than kicking the extra point.
Kick the fucking extra
kick
point.
The extra point.
Just kick the extra point, man.
Just kick it.
So stupid. All right,
yeah.
I'll let you go, buddy. I'll talk to you later on.
All right, guys.
Be good to each other. Subscribe to the new YouTube channel if you haven't already. Thumbs up, likes, share. Check out Give Me the Points. Do all that shit. You guys know this already. I'm not. Ugh, you listen to enough podcasts. I don't need to say this shit over and over again.
One more thing, because I know he enjoys suffering and he sat here for the entire hour and 50 minutes. And I know he enjoys suffering because he's a Raiders fan. Thoughts and prayers to Trey again this week.
No,
Raiders, dog shit.
they are. But you think You think he's listening to all hour and 50 minutes of this?
Maybe
Maybe
not. Maybe go fuck yourself.
Maybe go fuck yourself. Yeah. Did you see? I wanted to go back real quick. In the chat, our boys over at Boston Brews Bets, they still have not accepted our handicapping challenge. That's fine. I understand. Whenever you're ready to let your nuts hang, you can.
Yeah. Whenever you want to tan them nuts.
Whenever you want to tan them nuts, he said, "How do you feel about Kansas State at TCU over 58.5?"
I don't know. I have to look into it.
Okay.
I gotta look into the numbers. Got to look into analytics. But I send the details. He said, "Hey,
send location." He says, "Send location."
He said, "What? Accepted. Send the details. Let's do it. We will make this happen. We will link up on Instagram. We will figure out this handicapping challenge."
Okay, real quick. I want to tell you a TCU joke.
Okay.
Do you? It's not a TCU joke. Do you know the difference between a tree frog and a horny toad?
No.
A tree frog says ribbit, ribbit. A horny toad says rub it, rub it.
That's good. That's good.
Be good to each other, guys. We'll talk to you guys this weekend. See you.